So, Jaidi. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. So, I'm here tonight because I have been trying all day long to record a video. All day. And I have, it is 10 o'clock and I have hit a complete wall because I realized the issue. And I said, I need to get to the bottom of this. So, 2010, in 2010, I was the winner of Hair Battle Spectacular. I won a reality TV show, right? This show was a award-winning show. We came on right after Bad Girls Club. So if you was around back then, you know Bad Girls Club was like the TV show, was like the number one TV show. And then we came on right after Bad Girls Club. So we was pretty popular, okay? And around that time, Twitter was kind of new and social media wasn't what it is right now, but it was there. And when I won, I was a trending topic on Twitter. Minister Jazz. I was a trending topic on Twitter. And nobody told me that I shouldn't read the comments. And I did. I read comments and I read comments and I read comments and I broke and broke and broke. And when I look back over my life, I have to say that that was like this point where the version of me that felt like all things was possible, that the world was this wonderful place full of rainbows and butterflies and sparkles, crushed. And something broke inside of me. And I literally got to the point where I didn't even want to leave the house. Eventually, I changed my name. I became Phoenix Jazz. I changed my hair. I shaved all my hair off. I didn't want to have anything to do with Hair Battle Spectacular. I stopped telling people that I had won the show, that I was on TV. Like I just wanted to have nothing to do with that because it was devastating and it is really incredible what people can do and say to other people. People that you've never met before, people that you have no understanding about what their life is or whatever, how we treat one another and how we treat people on TV, how we treat influencers, how we treat celebrities. It's it's insane because at the end of the day, they're still we're still people. Now, I clearly have not healed from that. And when I'm talking, this is like years and years ago because every time it's time for me to get in front of a camera, I'm like not able to do it. You feel me? Like I'm like, and I have all of these conversations in my head like, everybody's laughing at you. Nobody's gonna understand nothing you saying. You so ugly. Look at you. You got a gap in your teeth. And now forget about it because I wear glasses all the time. I had a stroke in 2022 and it was an isometric stroke. And I lost the ability to, it was the sixth cranial nerve in my right eye, and I lost the ability to be able to control it. Well, over time I was able to regain the ability, but it gets stuck sometimes and I don't know when it does. And I'm literally cross-eyed, and so out of self-consciousness, like I'm always wearing glasses and people are like, oh, you're so cool, Minister Jazz. People have no idea how much like just noise be in this brain about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. In 2017, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder. I was working in school and I kept having panic attacks. Now I know that they are called panic attacks, but at the time I kept passing out. Like I would just like pass out in class. And the last time that it happened, one of my students, he had got really angry and was acting out and he threw a chair and I passed out. and my students went bananas, and my the administration was just like, yo, you got to go get checked out, like something's wrong. So when I went to the hospital, they couldn't find anything physically wrong with me, and they told me that I needed to go to the mental facility. And when I went, it was in January, and it was the same day that Donald Trump got inaugurated. And I will never forget watching the first inauguration of Donald Trump from the mental health facility. And I was like, why would they put this on for a room full of crazy people? Me, I was a crazy person. And it was just so devastating, but it sticks in my mind because I always now just relate, like, the time frames, how they add up. Well, here it is now, 2025, and I saw it coming, right? Like, I didn't I ain't gonna front. I didn't believe that we as a nation was going to vote Kamala Harris for president. I just didn't believe it. As much as I would have loved to see it, as much as I would have loved to see Hillary be president, I didn't believe it. So I was preparing. I really was. And so when the inauguration happened this time, and I'm looking, and like that next day, and those executive orders started coming out. They was coming out. They was coming out. And people's faces was like on the ground. People couldn't believe all of the things that was happening, but it was right there. Like, they told us what they was going to do. The trickery of the whole thing is the fact that if we look back and think about the campaign, they did a reverse strategy than the first campaign. The first campaign, it was Donald Trump in the news, everywhere you look, media. Everybody was covering Donald Trump, right? This time, it wasn't like that. They was mad quiet. And anytime you did hear about it, it was like how small the audiences were, and nobody's coming out for his campaign. And it was like this reverse psychology. Now, on the other hand, we have people talking about how much money Kamala raised, and it was so amazing, and she was doing so well. And so people started getting a false sense of confidence. I know sisters was like, yo, we good. We did it. We did our job. We raised the money. We did what we were supposed to do. And folks didn't come out to vote. So on one hand, you have this false sense of confidence that made people think, oh, my next sister got it. So many of us going to the polls. I don't need to be the one to go to the polls. So many of us didn't go out to vote. Then you had this pseudo campaign of like they're doing so horrible. And then you have people sweep in with all these finances to make sure that the vote was what it was. Anyways, we wound up with what we got. Project 2025. So that's where we at right now. And Project 2025 is all about erasure. It's about pushbacks, setbacks, rollbacks. They want us to go back. Remember what the old campaign was? Bring it back again? They're trying to bring it back again. But while I was sitting there, my strategic self, because I broke my ankle last year, y'all, and I had to sit still, which is very unlike me, right? But I had to just sit still. I couldn't do nothing but just sit still. And in that sitting, I was thinking, and I was thinking, and I was processing, I was planning. And one of the things that I realized was that it's not with fighting that we could win this. It's actually by redirecting our attention. It's by changing the frame. It's by putting energy into us, putting energy into the people. Not the 1%, but the 99. I know we heard this all the time. We hear it over and over and over. But really and truly, when we work together, it's simple. That's the problem. It's simple, but we make it hard. We make it hard. It's really simple. When we work together, we're able to accomplish all the things. So the game is to keep us divided. Now, what are the ways that they keep us divided? I mean, the simplest of ways. First of all, there's this like black and white thing that's not even real, right? Race itself is not even real. The system that has been created, we're upholding that because it's so real in regards to the systemic ways in which folks have been oppressed. But race in itself, that's not even real. So we got all of these different ways of being divided by gender, by socioeconomic status, by educational status. I mean, which and it keeps perpetuating. Now we got this psychology to say that if you appreciate your culture, you're the one that's being divisive. If you acknowledge your history, you're the one that's being divisive. It's like this systemic gaslighting over and over and over. Look, I said later for that. Let's redirect. We're going to redirect. We're going to redirect our attention and we're going to redirect our dollars. There has been a campaign going on, right? A 40-day fast from Target. I love it. Jamal Bryant, that's what's up. Pastor Bryant, you did that. You feel me? You got it in the news. People feel the kind of way they won't shop at Target. I got people whispering like, oh, I don't have nowhere else to shop, but you know what? I'm not going to go to Target, or I feel so bad because it worked, right? It's working. And they said that in one day we were able to make Target lose $12 million. $12 million in one day. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, all right, what were we doing with that 12 mil? This is Rooted 2025. First of all, as we contrast Project 2025, which is all about erasure, we are saying we shall not be moved. We up in here, we've been here, we ain't going nowhere. And because of that, we get to activate across the nation, okay? So I said, let's celebrate Black Women's History Month. What? Minister Jazz, what are you talking about? We got Black History Month, February. We got Women's History Month, March. We done, right? No. April is actually Black Women's History Month. Where did that come from? Just last year in February, during Black History Month, Delegate Joshua Cole, shout out, was able to get HJ8, House Joint Resolution 8, passed that declared April as Black Women's History Month. Go ahead, look it up. Go ahead, look it up. Because April is actually Black Women's History Month. Why do we need a Black Women's History Month? Why do we need a Black History Month? Why do we need a Women's History Month? Of course we need a Black Women's History Month. Isabel Wilkerson, she wrote a book called Caste. Ava DuVernay did a movie called Origins based on her book Caste. So if you don't like reading books, which you should, read a book. If you don't like reading books, watch the movie. Either way, in this, she talks about the caste system in America. And what a caste system is when you have these layers and these stratospheres, like these layers of society where one is built upon the other. And guess who she said is at the bottom? In America, the Black woman is at the bottom of the caste system because we're at the intersection of being Black and being women. And then forget about if you have other tags like queer. You feel me? Like you really wait. You know what I'm saying? In the caste system. And you struggling with a caste system, it's like you struggling always to get to the top because it's like this invisible gate that's constantly there. Well, it's okay. I said during Black Women's History Month, we get to understand not only our history, but our current magistry, and we get to make history in this year. So from April 10th to April 19th, leading right up to Resurrection Sunday, we're going to have a 10-day digital revival. Okay? So we're going to redirect money. I say 25 million. 12 million in one day? You don't think we could do 25 million over 10 days? Yes, we're going to redirect $25 million into Black communities by investing in Black women in business. Because Black women, since COVID, please, have been the number one business starting group in America. The number one. So if we invest intentionally, if we intentionally take the time for 10 days, that's all I'm asking, for 10 days, intentionally take the time to invest in Black women in business, we could redirect all of that funding and put it into communities that need it most. Because when you invest in a Black woman, I'm telling you, you are invested in an entire community. Tourists, they go to cities, they never go into the Black neighborhoods, not for real, not for real. So we are intentionally putting buses that are going to go into these Black communities, and so that we can intentionally invest in Black women businesses, but not just the ones on the ground. You know, I'm a full stack developer, right? I know how to code. So I decided I'm a code for the culture. You feel me? And in this coding, what I did was build a platform called the Digital Kitchen. Because, Black women, we love our kitchens. You feel me? I used to get my hair hot combed in the kitchen, my fried chicken in the kitchen, conversations in the kitchen, strategies in the kitchen, everything in the kitchen, right? You come to my house and be in the kitchen, we might not even make it to the living room or any place else. The kitchen is where it's at. So I built the digital kitchen because that's where it's at. And in the digital kitchen, you can start your own kitchen table and invite whoever it is that you want to be on your kitchen table. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. I created this, okay? And so we'll be able to host 100,000 people to be able to make connections and turn our attention, because we need not just redirect dollars, we need to redirect our attention too. So we're going to redirect our attention and make sure that we're thinking about Black business, Black issues, Black commentary, everything that have been shut down by the algorithms, okay? We're going to focus on that with intention just for these 10 days. Okay, hopefully longer, but at least at least for 10 days straight, we're going to focus on these issues and these things, and we're going to learn what we need to learn on the digital platforms. We're going to meet who we need to meet. We're going to amplify the messages. We're going to interrupt the algorithms. We could do this, y'all. Look, did you know that there was 190,000 Black folks at the March on Washington? 190,000. But that was only 0.92% of the entire population. Less than 1%, less than 1% of the nation, of the Black population of the nation at that time, made a huge visual impact. When I say 100,000, it is not an unreasonable number. Somebody told me, I was like, I know sometimes I could be unreasonable. They were like, Minister Jazz, 100,000, that's not unreasonable. You know how many people have 100,000 followers on their Instagram, and they're not talking about redirecting nothing but the attention to themselves. You feel me? So it's like getting with it, being like, okay, we're going to log in and we're going to level up. How to log in? Go to rooted2025.com. You'll see the link to log in. You get your link, you get your ticket, you will be in there. You will get all of the directives on how you can get your how you can get your kitchen table, how you can see the featured speakers, what's going on the ground, the links to go to, and whatever actions that we're going to take during that week. Rooted, ROOTED, rooted2025.com. It's easy, right? And so when you're at the kitchen table, invite who you want to be at your kitchen table. It's just like a Facebook group. You can send messages, you can upload pictures, you can upload videos, you can upload documents, you can upload your voice, whatever it is that you need to do to communicate and meet other people across state lines. It's like we in these digital streets, but then we still act like there's walls. I keep seeing all of these different Facebook groups. I mean, I love Facebook sometimes, but what I understand is like we have this regional one and this regional one, and this for Philly and this for New York and this for Brooklyn. But I'm just like, y'all, we could be so much more powerful in these digital streets. There's no walls. Why are we creating the walls that we have on the ground as regards the location in the digital streets? We can gain so much more together if we stop doing all of these like regional walls in the digital streets. I know we want to meet up. Right? We say it. We say we do at least. We say, oh, I need to build a group that's specifically for Brooklyn because I want to meet and know what's going on in Brooklyn and Senator. But this is how we're not voting properly. This is how we don't know how to support someone that's running for office. There might be a lady that's running for office in Wichita, Kansas, and her district needs support. But because we're so hyper focused on our local situation, those that may have information that could really support our campaign, we're not reaching out to them. So we still have very, very, very limited understanding about what's going on in the world. That doesn't make sense to me as a developer, okay? It doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, with tech, there's so much possible. I mean, if you're watching me right now, you're like watching me from your living room and I'm in my house. You don't even know where I'm at. It doesn't even matter because we're still able to connect. And we have to use this in order to make change. We have to use the tech that is available to us in order to make change. We must not keep doing the same things over and over and over. Do you know how many meetings I've been to? How many Zoom calls I've gotten onto where people are just saying what we need to do, what we need to figure out? And I've been taking notes though. You know what I'm saying? What we need to do. Okay. Because then when you get off the call, I'm thinking that you're like, these are the things that we need to do. I'm like a good student, right? I'm like, okay, well, let's figure out how to do them. So I'm out here making a plan of what to do. So we have Rooted 2025. It's already done, right? I already gave you the dates, April 10th to April 19th. I already gave you the news. April is Black Women's History Month. I already gave you the medium. We could use the digital kitchens. I already got the buses. They're going to be in 22 cities across the nation. Let me start thinking about, let me tell y'all the cities, just if y'all listening. So we got Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn or Harlem. We got Philly, Baltimore, DC, Miami, Durham, Columbia, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, St. Louis, Detroit, Houston, Dallas, LA, Oakland. Who I ain't named? Atlanta. I ain't forget you, Atlanta. Chicago. I ain't forget you, Chicago. I know I didn't say all 22 yet, but when I'm telling you, like we got the buses. So why should you get on the bus? Look, being on the bus is like the freedom rides back in the day. So if you know your history, right, what our ancestors did was they took these freedom rides and they sang songs and they got together and they build fellowship and they made themselves stronger by being in person. So we're going to have that symbol on the ground, and then we'll have the 100,000 in the audience that'll be following these buses day to day to day. And each day is a different theme, right? Over 10 days, we're going to be talking about education, health and wellness, technology, all of the different things that we need to be paying attention to, the issues that affect us. But not just that, because it's not about like this like serious campaign. I know you like frowning up your face, but you know if Minister Jazz did it and Minister Jazz is behind it, we're going to have some fun. And it's going to be wild and it's going to be crazy and it's going to be colorful. First of all, we're partnered with Joanna Briley, who is the founder of Black Woman Comedy Laugh Fest, okay, out of New York. She's so dope. And she's like, look, we got comedians in every single city. And so we're going to make sure we have comedians on the bus, right? And I'm going to give a shout out to Patrice DeVoe, who's going to be our featured comedian for the Richmond rides. Oh, I didn't even say Richmond when I was naming the cities. Yes, Richmond is our first city because we're going to give mad props to Virginia for being the first ones to create Black Women's History Month. That is so what's up. Thank you so much, VA, for shouting us out, for standing up, for doing the work so that we can have a precedent. So once the precedent is set, we can keep it going. You hear me? So we're going to make sure that we shout it out to the rest of the nation that April is Black Women's History Month. Y'all going to see in about a week. There's going to be a lot of talk about Black Women's History Month because I've been planting seeds all over the place. I've been talking to reporters. I've been talking to journalists. I've been talking to influencers. I've been dropping the information here, dropping the information here because I'm like, why? Why is it that we're not celebrating this? Why is it that we don't know who Maggie Walker is? You know who Maggie Walker is? You want me to tell you? Or you want to go chat GPT or Google it, huh? Because we need to know these things. Because in knowing them, it inspires us. It makes us feel better about us. It makes us know that no matter what ceiling folks try to put on us, we could break through those walls. That's why they don't want us to know this history. That's why they banning the books, because they don't want us to read about it. That's why they defunding the libraries, because they don't want us to read about it. That's why they defunding the museums, because they don't want us to hold on to these archives. That's why they scrubbing the websites. They don't want us to know. And so whenever you feel somebody is like definitely like whenever you witness somebody consistently taking and stripping away your history, understand that there is a bigger purpose behind that. Something is brewing, and it's not good. It's not good. So we got to move. We got to move, and we got to move strategically, because guess what? What we're not going to do? We're not going to do another 2020. Why I say that? Folks were tired. Do you know how many people, not only people like was just sick, because it was COVID. Forget about the COVID part, but sick because of the amount of sheer trauma that folks was under, like just straight trauma. And then we had the trend to come in to make us feel like everything was okay. That coddling that everybody was doing. Oh, it's okay. We love you so much. We're going to give you some awards. We're going to give you a couple of TV shows. It was like 10 of us. We felt great because we were seeing folks on TV getting awards and stuff, but it was only like 10 of us that got praised, right? Issa Rae, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, Michaela Cole, where you at, sis? You feel me? It's just like, it was like just a very small amount of us that actually received all of the, the support, right? And then we was like getting these micro grants, and everybody was feeling like, oh, we doing so well, we doing so well. And then guess what? We right here where nobody don't even want to touch us right now. It's just like, oh my goodness. Did you say Black history? Oh, we can't talk about that. Are you kidding me? How did DEI become a bad thing? How are we even going for this? And it creeped right up on us as we was just coddled. They said stay woke, and we went to sleep anyway. But it's all good, because we're not going to do a 2020. It's all right. This is not about protesting in the streets. If that's what you love to do, if that's what your heart sings out to do, by all means, go for it. But what I'm saying is that we get to do things much different, and we get to do it with love. We get to put our joy on it. We get to put our Black magic on it. We get to rise up inside of ourselves. We get to use sisterhood. We get to use togetherness. We get to use the things that have always worked for us to make us feel better and to get through this thing. We don't have to fight. We just need to redirect. We need to redirect, and we need to revive. When we revive ourselves, do you like to revive? The root word is root. The root word means life. So to revive is to bring life back into. We need to bring life back into our community, bring life back into our sisterhood, into our brotherhood, into our culture, bring life back into by turning our attention into one another, by sharing goods with one another. It's like we could create a whole new currency of like attention. You know that that's what they're doing with social media, right? It's like we're on these platforms for free, but really we are there, and they're mining us for attention so that they can get money from advertisers to sell to us. It You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we are still being used. Our attention is being used. And then we change our whole way of being, our whole way of communicating, the ways in which we dress, the ways in which we engage. We change it so that we could be a part of the attention that we'll never get, because we just don't got them kind of dollars. We can't, how we could compete with Nike and all these people if we're separated. These social media streets is not for us. And those of us that have thousands and thousands of followers, if y'all was being honest, like I wish that some of the influencers would be really, really honest about how much they're actually making, no matter how many followers they have. How much are you converting each one of those followers into a dollar, right? And how much are you converting each one of those followers into a consistent dollar? And I'll flip it on you like this. I'll flip it on you like this. As many of the people that you follow, how many times are you spending your money with them? You feel me? So even it's like this again, back to this like psychological game that's being played, and we are all playing into it, and we don't have to. We like don't have to do it. We can redirect our attention. We can redirect our dollars. $25 million. That is not that much. Why? Because like I said, $12 million in one day. One day, we was able to withdraw $12 million from Target. So with intention, all of that money, because it's counting somewhere, right? All of that money, if we redirect with intention and invest in Black women in business, the one segment of the population that have the most amount of businesses, unstoppable. It becomes the beginning of a new thing. It becomes the foundation of a new thing. It becomes what it is that can make us stronger together. And I feel that in my body. If I didn't feel it in my body, if I didn't feel it in my gut, I would not be on this computer. I will not be doing this video. When I tell you it is so challenging for me to put myself out there, to be able to be visible again. But because I love my sisters, I love you. I love Black women. You feel me? I love Black women so much. I was just like, this gets to happen. And it's not going to not happen because I was too afraid or self-conscious to be on camera. I was too fearful that what somebody was going to say about, look, my earrings being twisted around, or or the gap in my tooth, or my eye getting stuck and I look cross-eyed. Like all of the things that would keep me from being able to share this message, to share this good news, to share this opportunity for us to be together, to like a strategy that can actually make some impact, that we can feel and that we could remember and that we can hold on to. Yo, it's simple, and I'm gonna say it the last time and then I'm out of here, okay? Go to Rooted, Rooted, rooted2025.com. Like I said, we are standing in direct contrast to Project 2025. So we're Rooted 2025 because we don't care about no pushbacks, no setbacks, no rollbacks. We shall not be moved. Our ancestors said it, and I'm saying it again. We shall not be moved, okay? If y'all don't know that song, you need to know it because we're going to be singing it. We're going to be saying it. We're going to be saying it over and over and over again because now is the time that they're trying to move us. They're trying to push us back. They're trying to roll us back. They're trying to make us make things like voting rights. Yo, did you know that now you may have to prove your citizenship at the polls? You know how challenging that is for so many people? Do you know how many people that they're going to keep out of being able to vote because they have to prove their citizenship at the polls? Are you kidding me? They making people have to walk around with papers again, y'all. You feel me? Like this is not new. This is from a playbook. 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 Okay? My ancestors understand, and so do the Jewish Holocaust ancestors understand too. It's from a playbook. This has been done before. We have to pay attention. But with our attention, we need to move in a way that's so strategic and joy-filled, because we'll get depleted if we try to fight. And we just don't even have that kind of muscle. We don't have them kind of guns. We don't have them kind of that we don't even have that. Yo, it's only 13% of Black people in the country. Stop playing. 13%. Like, what are you doing? What how are we going toe to toe? Like, that doesn't make sense. We don't have to do it though. We don't have to do it like that. Our ancestors left us a blueprint. Why do you think they got rid of the Black Wall Street? Why? Because it was powerful. We are powerful when we move together. We change things when we move together. We just have to commit to being together, to moving together, to get off of all of this decisiveness. And let me tell you this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this for real. This is real. If somebody has a strategy, if somebody's doing something right now and they're like, Minister Jazz, look, we get you, we get what you got going. This is cool, but we have this going on, and this is how we're going to create the impact. Boom, 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 line by line. Just let me know. Let me know, because I could redirect. I'm all about it. I'm all about redirecting and joining up. I could redirect and make sure that we make whatever movement you got going, make it happen and make it matter. Please, if anybody knows somebody that is doing something that is like, oh my goodness, Minister Jazz, we need your voice on this, because your strategy mind and what it is that we already got going is so dope. Because what at the end of the day, what it's about is us surviving this thing. It's about us being better than how we started out. You feel me? It's about us making it through not just the next 4 years, but the next 40 years. It's about our futures. We have to start thinking about our futures. Like, when was the last time you thought about your great grandkids? And what are you doing for them right now? How are you making life better for your great grandkids right now? These are the thoughts that I know that my ancestors was thinking, that they was praying for me, they was rooting for me way back 80 years ago. They had dreams for me. And I am committed to making sure that I live the best version of myself and create the best version of my community to make my ancestors proud. You feel me? Like, why not? And I don't know how long I have to live. We don't know. We don't know. So I'm not taking that a moment for granted. I'm sharing this and I'm creating this because you never know what's next. If this is the right now moment, this is the right now moment. We got April as Black Women's History Month. This will be the first ever national celebration of Black Women's History Month. The first ever. How many times have you been a part of that kind of history? Have you had the opportunity to be a part of that kind of history? This time is right here. The first ever national celebration of Black Women's History Month, because we say so. 100,000 people. That's all it'll take. 100,000 people. If over these 10 days, 100,000 people decide to spend $25 a day. So say it don't even have to be the same 100,000, right? But if we spend $25 a day over 100,000 people, that is $25 million that we could redirect with an instant impact into our communities, where we could feel it right now, right now. Why wait? What are we waiting for? Another holiday? We waiting for Juneteenth? We waiting for what? Martin to come back? Like, what are we waiting for? We could make these things happen right now. If you are a business owner, please join rooted2025.com, because we're highlighting you. We're making sure that you're seen. We're making sure that people go to your business, making sure that people like you, making sure that people follow you, making sure that people leave Google reviews, whatever it's going to take to interrupt the algorithm to make sure that your business wins. We get to make sure that we all win during this time. From April 10th to April 19th, 10 days. That's all I'm asking. That's all we're saying. Just 10 days. Redirect your attention. Think about us. Honor Black women. Honor our history. Do a deep dive. Learn and discover what's there to learn and discover. Be inspired. Learn what it is that we need to do in order to win. And when I say win, I mean we could thrive together. We could change some things. We could put some things and set some things into motion that will make life way different for a lot of people and our children. I've met some incredible people over the last few days, over the last few weeks, over the last few months, as we've been putting Rooted 2025 together. Some incredible souls. Oh my goodness. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to share all of the different people, all of the different voices that we're going to be hearing from. I can't wait to visit all of the different cities that we have on the ground. I cannot wait to see the change that we get to create because we say so. I cannot wait to see the celebration. I cannot wait to learn about all the different Black women that I never heard about that are doing amazing things and that have done amazing things and that will do amazing things because we say so, because we're laying the foundation so that they can do amazing things. Look, like I said, I'm out of here. It's your girl, Minister Jazz. This is Rooted 2025, rooted2025.com. We shall not be moved. If you're in a city, like one of the cities I named, make sure you get on the bus, feel that energy, experience that sisterhood, really get into that love. Okay, I keep saying I'm gonna go. I'm like the old lady on the end. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go, but I got one more thing to say. I got into the Goldman Sachs program. I'm so grateful to be in a part of the Goldman Sachs Accelerator. And just last week, I was in the room for 3 days with 300 other beautiful Black women entrepreneurs that were doing it so beautifully and well. And I'm like, that experience gets to happen over and over and over and over again. We get to use our digital streets. We get to use these kitchen tables. We get to use these buses. Whatever experience that it is that we have, we get to use it. And let me tell you something. This is not about an event or just a program, okay? If you already have something that's going on and you want that to be a part of this movement, a part of those 10 days, you just let us know because then we could redirect to you. We could let people know this is happening during these 10 days. Invest, show up, make noise, let them know that we're rooting for you. We're rooting for each other, okay? Be rooted. Let us know what it is that you got going on. Just because you have an event happening April 10th to April 19th don't mean that you can't be rooted. Because this is not about an event. This is about a celebration. This is about us embracing one another and being here together during this time and just redirecting the attention. We need the media to be reporting on how beautiful things are because we are just so excited and we are laughing and we are joyous. We could do that. We could do that. That's my vision. Like 10 days of just laughter in the face of our enemies. That's what Maya Angelou said. She was just like, just laugh. You feel me? Like, it confuses the enemy. It confuses them. It's like, how could you be joyous at a time like this? Why? Because I got my sisters. I got my brothers. I got my peoples. I got my allies. Like, we all out here and we together and we making a change. And we could do that. We could do that. April 10th to April 19th. Join us. Join us. Rooted2025.com. Log in. Level up. Rooted2025.com. Log in. Level up. If you're in one of those cities, get on the bus. We only have 50 seats per city. It's going to go so quick, but it's okay because we still have your opportunity to log in and level up. So don't wait. Make it happen right now. If you ever felt like, you know what, I want to be a part of something, join us, celebrate Black Women's History Month, the first ever Black Women's History Month, or be a part of the largest digital sit-in ever created in history. So that's what we're offering. It's full of fun, full of joy, and full of impact. We're going to create this economic impact because we say so. $25 million redirected over 10 days. Yeah, we got this. We got this. It's your girl, Minister Jazz. I am so, so grateful for just the support that we have been getting thus far and everything that comes into the future. Everything. It's all good. Everything in life is unfolding in perfect order. Peace, love, and respect.